All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that does things quite a bit differently. We focus on technology and, most importantly, our software, and our non-QM leads are really what we specialize in. And we'll have Kyle go through a little presentation about how the system works in the software and how the leads work exactly. After I go through some of the details about what makes us different. And then we'll have Jose come on in a few minutes and explain a little bit about the support and what his 27 years of experience brings to the table. So let me start with going through our site. So most of you hopefully have probably been here before to our website, hopefully joined the call from here. But I just want to go through all of the things that kind of make us unique and explain a little bit more. And then Kyle will go and show you actually behind the scenes of what it all looks like. So as I briefly mentioned, we are all about leads, training, and software. So the leads is kind of what we specialize in, particularly non-QM leads, something that we really love to do. Training, we have all kinds of different training Kyle will show you, and Jose will actually talk about. And then the software is proprietary, built for us, just for our company, and just for what we do and how we operate with leads. So let me go down here to the next section and explain what makes us a little bit differently. So we are non-delegated correspondent, and we are all about building the tools that allow us to scale up our business. So we're all about being remote and being scalable, all that kind of good stuff that comes with kind of the new way that businesses are being operated right now. So the first bullet point that we go through is that we're all about leads, all kinds of different lead sources. Kyle will show you 3 different actual live lead sources on the back end. And we want to place those leads with the right outlet, basically. So we have over 100 lenders and investors. Now, we are non-delegated correspondent. That means we are able to do broker and correspondent deals, which is the best of both worlds, really. So we built this team at FDIC Bank, at a large branch at a broker shop, large branch at Non-Del, and large branch at Del. And we find that when we started our own company, that the best business model that fits with what we do best is non-delegated correspondent, which is kind of the nice crossover and in between there. So we have over 4,500 loan programs where we are the lender with our 32 correspondent investors. But if we need a special home for a lead because we're focused on leads and non-QM and stuff that doesn't always fit in the box, we have over 70 wholesale lenders we've partnered with where we can still broker the loan if you're used to brokering. So really the best of both worlds. We still have the kind of broker flexibility, but we have the additional flexibility that comes with being the lender as well. So you guys will learn a little bit about that as you get into it. But hopefully that makes sense from you that are coming from different models, is that realize we have 2 different hats we wear every day. We have our lender hat and our broker hat, and the non-delegated correspondent is right in between there where we can wear both hats on different days. Now, the next thing we go through is our software. So our software is basically what you guys would be used to as a POS, CRM, and LOS all together. So what does that mean? It's built for us, and it basically allows us to go from point of sale, from a lead, name, email, phone number, into the CRM, which is how we communicate with them and follow up with them, and then into our LOS. Our system is based on Encompass, but you'll see in a second, you don't have to use Encompass at all. So our software was built for us and is using all the API integrations you guys are used to. So the customer and you as the loan officer, everybody only has one login they have to go to, one login for you, one login for your customer throughout the whole entire process. So our API integrates with Encompass, account check for VOEs, VOIs, VOAs, Meridian Link and CIC credit for credit obviously gets pulled instantly. We have the appraisal with the click of a button, Optimal Blue pricing with the click of a button, but still all the same great services you guys are used to, but tied in through an API where it's just one login for you guys and a button on the deal. So we'll show you guys what that looks like on the back end, but we basically operate everything through an API, which allows our software to do exactly what we need it to do, exactly at the time we need it to do it, and with our own buttons. The other part that we're passionate about, as we mentioned a couple of times, is being remote, but also still being kind of face-to-face like we're doing right now. So we have our remote training center where we have classes you guys can attend anytime. You can basically check out different trainings, different courses that we have, like actual school, type courses, actual trainings. Then we have our live support room open Monday through Friday, And we have our live trainings 5 days a week where we're doing like now face-to-face, where we answer questions and do actual live trainings. We also do them live on YouTube as well for anybody out there that's a loan officer looking to learn about the stuff that we're very passionate about. So lots of different support, but realize it's all remote based, but we still want to get face-to-face with you guys on a Zoom where we can actually click the button or get you unstuck from wherever you are. So it's very important that we do it all via Zoom, where we can just take over your screen and get that in-person effect from anywhere in the world. Now, the last few bullet points here are, Siri's talking to me. The last few bullet points here are, don't really fit into a specific category, but these are things what we're passionate about. So myself, when I do loans, I'm very passionate about the DSCR business purpose loans. So we can do those in over 30 different states that we're not necessarily licensed in. So a lot of flexibility when we're doing a true commercial DSCR business purpose loan, and you don't have to worry so much about your licensing footprint. As we mentioned before, we're all about leads. We want to make sure we make it simple for you guys, 50-50 split. So you'll see here in a second, I'll talk about the comp plans. Everything is very simple, 50-50 split. If we get you a lead, it's 50-50. If you guys, get your own lead, you guys are at your full comp. We're all about setting you guys up with your own leads as well. So we'll route your leads in here. If you're using Zillow or, Free Rate Update or any of those other sources that you might already have a campaign going, great. We'll pop them into the CRM, the POS, the LOS, get them flying through the system where they can pull their own credit, pop into Encompass, all without you lifting a finger. And we are all about setting you up with leads. If you need to purchase your own campaign, Kyle will show you can just click a button, copy our leads that already work, and instantly be set up generating your own leads. We've talked about a few different times, but we have our daily live trainings. Kyle will kind of break down that schedule. We have our one-on-one team leader support calls. So whenever you actually have an application, you're going to meet with your team leader or your branch manager, structure that file up, get it all ready to go, and then you'll go ahead and meet with your disclosure partner who's going to actually disclose that file. So we want to actually make sure that every time you have a file ready to go, someone that is part of your team gets one-on-one with you and helps you structure that file. If you're stuck, we have our knowledge center with thousands of videos and resources. So you can obviously pop in the live support or schedule a meeting. But if you need to go get some info, we have thousands of videos from our partners, over 100 different lender partners. They all have videos, resources, matrices, guidelines, all that kind of great stuff. We have hundreds of videos that we put in there, all kinds of tips and articles, compliance articles from our compliance department, all that kind of great stuff. You can search instantly. As we mentioned, our software is all built in, but it also comes with our CRM and dialer. So Kyle will show you exactly how that looks. That's kind of one of our great lead sources, is you can plug in with the automatic dialer and call hundreds of leads a day. And we also integrate the website with everything. So you guys, we talked about the software, but obviously the customer has to start somewhere. So you guys all instantly, when you join, get your own custom website where customer can fill out any information page on any of the thousands of pages of your website. And if they fill that info out, name, email, phone number, they can go through the entire application process, pull their own credit, be popped into Encompass without you having to worry about anything. And the final thing that doesn't necessarily fit in a category, but something we're very passionate about, is no monthly fees. There's no tech fees, no desk fees, no hidden fees, no fees of any kind. We built all this software, hired developers to build it for us, so we don't have to rely on any third-party fees, and we don't have to charge you guys any third-party fees to do your jobs. We're very passionate about that. What you see is what you get, and the systems are all included. So we'll make sure everything's always inclusive in the system. Now, if we scroll through the page here, there's a recap video. So if you miss anything, go ahead and check out that video there. But let's focus in on our compensation plan before I pass it off to Kyle and Jose. So we are different than you guys are probably used to for most companies out there. So these plans are set up just for us. Hopefully it makes sense. So let me try to explain a little bit more about what these plans are. So we'll start on the left. Everybody's drawn to the high compensation. That's obviously the goal, get everybody making as much as we can. Our compensation for our senior loan officers that are fully self-sufficient, 200 basis points. And that is on the conventional non-QM, all the stuff we're used to. And for those of you not familiar with basis points, that's 2% commission. Now, remember, you get access to all the company leads. So if you take a company lead, it would be a 50-50 split. So if you're a senior loan officer and you take a company lead, you will make 100 basis points or 1% commission. So keep that in mind. Very simple split there. Our senior loan officers have access to all the great stuff Kyle's going to show you in the back end here in a minute. You'll have access to all the company lead sources. So, unlimited leads on all the different premium types of leads that we have. And most importantly, the best leads are really referrals here. They're going to receive referrals from our loan officer assistant. So anybody at our company, there's ever a conflict of interest where you can't do the loan yourself, you're going to refer that loan to a senior loan officer. You're going to make 75 basis points for being the loan officer assistant, and the senior loan officer is going to do the deal. So senior loan officer are going to receive those deals for spouses, or if someone's doing their own deal and they need some help, all the actual referral type deals. Those are the best leads we have. And of course, our senior loan officers can then upgrade to our team leaders, help people disclose and structure their files, make additional basis points by helping people out. And there's recruiting bonuses for anybody if you want to recruit people to the company. Obviously, you can have an incentive for that as well at any level. Now, how do you get to a senior loan officer? The fine print here, guys. Hopefully you can see it, but 6 loans. We want to make sure, since we're very different, everybody tries to do 6 loans. Hopefully where your broker had a couple days, your lender had a couple days, and you do some loans. Hopefully you try some leads and you try all the different types of things that we do, because it is a little bit different. So 6 loans, hopefully you've closed a couple in each channel, and you're ready to go and start being self-sufficient and disclosing your own files and all that kind of great stuff to move on up the course. So how do you get to the senior loan officer? You're going to start as a loan officer. So 150 basis points on those first 6 loans. That's on the conventional non-QM, and that's 1.5% for those not familiar with basis points. So if you take a company lead as a loan officer, you'll still have access to all those leads that we have to practice on. You'll make 75 basis points or 0.75% commission if some of those first deals are from company leads. You'll still have access to everything you're about to see in the back end, the CRM, POS, LOS, all the software. So you'll have access to all our great leads in the auto dialer, where you can run through hundreds of them a day, really get your pipeline built as you're building your loan officer pipeline. And we just talked about the 50-50 split, nice and simple for you guys. There's also recruiting bonuses available as well. Now, the fine print here, 1 loan per month minimum production. So we want to make sure you're upgrading from loan officer to senior loan officer within at least 6 months. So if you're not making 1 loan a month, you're probably not doing it full time anyway, because you're probably doing something else on the side. No problem. We have a plan for you if this isn't your full-time job, right? So 1 loan per month is the minimum if you're doing it full time. If you're a loan officer, great. Rocking and rolling, get you upgraded to senior loan officer nice and quick. If for any reason you're not full time, or you're new, just getting into it, maybe you're a realtor, you're doing this for supplemental income, but you're more focused on the real estate end, the junior loan officer plan is for you. So this is a plan for people that are licensed. You must have your license, obviously, to make basis points. You're going to make 75 basis points, and that's going to be for referring the deal to a senior loan officer that knows exactly what to do, exactly what button to press when, exactly what to order when, and all that great stuff to close a loan. You make great commission, 0.75%, 75 basis points. Sometimes that's even more than some of the call centers pay for some of these other companies. So great compensation, and you're going to refer that to someone that knows exactly what they're doing. So if you're not ready to jump in both feet, no problem. This would be the plan for you. You're still going to have access to everything that we're about to see. You'll still have access to some of our leads in the dialer, and your whole goal is going to be refer leads to the senior loan officers and learn how to do the deal while you earn money. Obviously, 75 basis points, still great compensation, so you can still earn while you're learning how to be a full-time loan officer. Once you're ready, you can go ahead and upgrade when you're ready to sign that loan application, take it full-time, and close 1 loan per month. So we want to make sure we have a plan for everybody. The junior loan officer plan would have no minimum production requirements, no full-time requirements, obviously. So if you're not quite ready to jump into this, the junior plan is for you. If you're already rocking and rolling, no problem. The loan officer plan is for you, and we'll get you upgraded to a senior in no time. So hopefully that makes sense for everybody. If you have any questions, obviously drop them in the Q&A here. But let me pass it over to Kyle, who can actually show you guys the back-end software and a little bit more how it works. You ready?
Yes, I am. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen here. And so what I'm going to go through here today is just highlighting a couple features. Of course, when you come on board, we'll do a full training here, but here is our CRM. And just like most CRMs, this is where you create your notes and send your emails and texts, and it keeps track of all of them. And of course, you can set reminders. You can put people on action plans, AKA drip campaigns, where the system emails them and texts them from you automatically, all that kind of good stuff, right? But what really starts to set us apart here is our quoting system. So with just 6 pieces of info from the client and less than 2 minutes, you can click one button here, pull all the pricing from all of our different programs, and send your client a quote within just a couple of minutes. It sends them an email and a text with a nice, pretty quote looking like this here, with all of their different rate choices. They can see what these things mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, has the proposed loan info here. It does the breakdown automatically of the taxes, insurance, all this kind of stuff, the estimated lender fees, and of course has you here as the loan originator, and you can add a realtor to your quote. So the realtor partners that you deal with absolutely love this, because they know when they send you a client, you can not only send their client a quote within minutes, but you can also attach them to the quote, putting them right in front of their client's face saying, hey, remember, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Now, once your client wants to move forward, they can simply click the button to start their loan application. And now they're taken to their borrower portal where they can start their application right here. The 1003 is all in our system. And they're going to be prompted to upload the documents that we're going to need. They can see the loan info. They can see their milestone of where their loan is at. They can communicate with you directly here through their borrower portal. So that is what your client is going to see on their end. Now let's look at what you're going to see on your end now. You're going to be able to help them with their 1003. You're going to be able to help them with uploading documents. You're also going to be able to request things from them. Let's say you're going to need 12 months bank statements from them. Now it's going to let them know that you need that. They're going to be prompted to upload it. You could also change the entire packet and say, you know what, this is actually going to be a self-employed VA loan. Well, I don't know what documents I need for a self-employed VA loan, but I could replace this packet and now it's going to be just asking them what we need for that type of loan. You can also request signatures from here, right? Directly on here, request a signature, and the client in their login, they log in and can sign it all here in our system. They don't have to leave the page because the e-sign is integrated into here. And of course, you can request custom documents and all this kind of good stuff, right? So you can kind of control everything back here from your end. Now, once your client has submitted their 1003 application, they also agree to have their credit pulled, and we pull their credit instantly when they submit their application. We pay for it. You don't pay for it out of pocket. Your client doesn't pay for it up front, right? And so we do that automatically. So that way, when you have a application submitted, you now can click your Encompass API tab here on your system, and you can now see their entire 1003 in here, and the credit is already pulled and the credit is already here. So everything you need to do the loan is now here, and you can set the whole loan up here. And that way we can get the whole process done here in one system. You'll notice you can also order your VOEs, VOA, you can lock it, do COCs, cancel the loan. Everything is here at your fingertips within our system. So you see how we go from taking a person as a lead to communicating with them, to quoting them, to collecting their application and their documents, pulling their credit automatically, originating the loan, all here within our system so that you have one login and your client has one login. So let's talk about where we get those leads from in the first place that we take all the way through the process in our system. So the first and foremost way that we provide you with leads is through our Facebook campaigns. So Nick and I come from a marketing background. That's what we did before we got into the mortgage industry. And we are very passionate about Facebook ads, and we're very good at them. And so what we do is we give you leads from our Facebook campaigns. As soon as somebody clicks on one of our ads, we send you a text message with a link to claim that lead. So that lead goes out to you and 4 of our other loan officers. And the first one to click the link claims the lead. Of course, it's exclusive. We never share leads, but you're going to be getting text all day with the ability to claim those leads. That way, somebody always calls them instantly within 1 minute of them clicking on the ad. So I'm going to show you my test account here and show you an actual account of leads that are coming through in real time. So if I come here, you'll see that since 9 a.m. this morning, I've already gotten a few VA purchase leads. I've gotten a national business purpose DS today, and it's only 1 p.m. So I'm going to get plenty of other chances here to be able to claim these different leads. So that is the first and foremost way that we provide you with leads, is from our Facebook ad campaigns. Now, another way that we provide you with leads is through our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer. You can call 300-400 people in a day. You can press one button to drop them an automated text message and email from you, from your email with your footer, from your phone number, texting them for you, right? And that way you can go through hundreds of people dropping those automated texts and emails. Now we have all these different lists of calls in here, all from actual leads that we're getting from campaigns, to cold call lists, to realtor call lists, to trigger leads. We have trigger lead lists in here that you can call. So, you know, there's all kinds of leads in here that you can use the system to call all day long. So there's always something in here for you to do and put in some work. Now, another way that you can work leads here through our system is through our advertising tab here. So you can get those same leads that we're giving you on a split. You can have us manage your ad campaign and get them directly for you without a lead split, right? So there's a couple different campaigns here. And what we do is we just take our campaigns that we know work, the ones that we're giving you with, you know, for a lead split, and then we just copy that campaign and run your budget on it. So we can manage your ad campaign, and those leads do not have a lead split on them, right? So you don't have to you don't have to compete to click to claim those ones, because they're from your ad campaign that go directly only to you, and you don't have to pay a lead split on them on the back end when you close those deals. Now, you can also import leads from anywhere else that you purchase leads. So if you already purchased leads from, you know, Zillow or Free Rate Update or someplace like that, you can use your webhook that we gave you here, and using the Zapier connection, you can import them into our CRM in real time. That way, when you get a lead coming in from that source, it automatically goes into our CRM, sends you the email and text from our CRM, so you can call them and quote them and gather their documents and application, do everything here in the system. So no matter where you're getting leads, whether it's the leads that we give you, or the leads from the auto dialer, or leads from a campaign that you're doing or that you're purchasing from elsewhere, all the leads are going to come into the system the same instantly, and you're going to be able to move them through the system the same. So every way that you can work leads, we have that built in here into the system for you. So now what I'm going to do is turn it over to Nick here to talk about the type of leads that we get when we advertise and why. So as I said, we come from a marketing background, and Nick is kind of the one in charge of leads. He's certified by Facebook as a media planning professional, certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate, and certified by Google as a Google Ad Search specialist, and has been doing digital marketing for over 15 years. So he's the one in charge of leads here. So I'll let him talk about the type of leads we get and why, and then we will have Jose wrap it up.
All right. So yeah, whenever we do leads or do a campaign, we want to do something different and unique, right? We don't want to do the same thing that everybody's doing, especially in the mortgage industry, where, you know, there's billions of dollars being spent by the big box companies on, you know, chasing the broken model of the conventional refinances and obviously reducing your guys' commission, right? So their only model was how cheap can we get the leads and reduce our loan officers' compensation in order to execute that business model, which is broken, and tens of thousands of people lost their jobs, unfortunately. But we've been focused on doing something different and unique for even the last 4 years. Before that was even obviously a flawed model. So we've been focused on doing something sustainable and unique, which is advertising the exact opposite of what the big guys are doing. So we're going to advertise to the self-employed borrowers, the investors, the people who are not being served by the big box retailers. So we're going to get the people that aren't being served. We're going to advertise on the products and services that will work for them, which basically for us means non-QM typically, right? Typically a self-employed borrower who maybe got denied from a big box retailer knows they need a bank statement or something similar, so they'll click on our ad and engage with it, then we want to connect them with you guys instantly and teach you guys how to obviously execute those deals. So with all of that combined, along with good pricing, so no matter where we take our pricing, we're always a 275 margin, no matter if we're going broker channel or correspondent channel. We want to make sure wherever that client needs to go, there's no incentive for you to go one way or the other. We want to provide the best product service for our client and solve their problem, right? So that's really the perfection there. Is we're going to advertise where the big guys aren't. We're going to have the products that the big guys either don't or don't know how to serve, and we're going to serve them to the clients well and do all that with great pricing. So we put that all together, and it's a unique and sustainable model for us. And if a client comes in and they click a non-QM ad and think they need a bank statement loan, no problem. We're still going to analyze them top to bottom for the best benefit to the customer. So many times customers get denied from a big box retailer just because they didn't take the time to do the proper analysis. So an investor with 10 or 20 properties, it takes time, right? So teach you guys how to analyze that income properly. And many times someone who thinks they need a bank statement loan doesn't actually need it. So we still do plenty of conventional, VA, USDA, FHA, along with all the crazy non-QM stuff that we love to do, all the bank statement, 1099, P&L, the DSCR, obviously, we absolutely love. And we have everything, even commercial, fix and flip, SBA, anything and everything, right? If there's any loan product out there, we want to have it because we want to make sure when we're getting the people that don't have the products that we have those products to serve them. So if a product exists, we have it pretty much now with over 120, I think, total partners. But if there's one out there that you guys find that we don't have, we'll definitely add it to the list because we want to make sure whenever someone comes in from a lead, even if they have the craziest request, we want to make sure we have the program that works for them. And you guys are all able to execute that program. So hopefully that covers it for you there, Kyle.
Absolutely. Perfect. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is have Jose talk a little bit about the support here that he heads up, and then we will go ahead and get into some questions. So go ahead, Jose.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So you've heard about the technology, you heard about the leads. So you get the lead, what do? Right? You're brand new, don't know what's going on. Well, fear not, because we do have the same concierge service for our MLOs that we have for our borrowers. We have multiple levels of support for you, starting with our Zoom room that is manned by in-house processors, where you can jump in at any time of the day up to 7 p.m. and get assistance for your less complicated situations like credentials, having trouble logging into something, need a quick clarification on a guideline, can't find it in the Knowledge Center. Well, just jump into the Zoom room. Plenty of support there. You also have your team leaders. As soon as a quote is accepted, application is started, your team leaders get an email, you get an email, we get an email, and everybody is immediately jumping in, giving you advice, giving you support, and basically telling you what are your next steps that you need to do, which is usually going to be set up a meeting with your team leader to go over the structure on that new application to make sure that your loan gets started off on the correct trajectory. And then after you got your loan started, you got it ready to go, you're going to come back and you're either going to meet for another file structure meeting with your team leader to make sure that it's tight, or else you're going to go ahead and meet for your file disclosure meeting with either myself or someone else in the disclosure team to get your file reviewed. And if everything is okay, we approve your disclosure. And if it is a file that we are the lender, which is most of the time we are going to be disclosing those non-delegated correspondent files, then you get even more support, because at that point, once we disclose your file, you will get the email to meet with the processing team lead to go over the next steps on your file, make sure that it's all clear, who's going to do what, coordinate the effort, and away you go on your deal. And then as soon as it is ready to submit, soon as intake is completed, it will be submitted to our internal underwriting support team that will review the file, give you an initial list of conditions, and then we'll upload that file and submit it for you to underwriting at the investor of your choosing. But wait, there's more. You get the approval, again, more meetings set up with your team leader to go over the conditions, with the processing lead to go over the conditions, to make sure that you understand everything and that you are not lost in the shuffle. The underwriting support team will upload those conditions for you after they are ready. So many ways that you can get immediately active on the mortgage calculator team. Like Kyle likes to relay one of our many success stories of our newly minted MLO that picked up a lead, her own self-generated lead, that from her paid for campaign, but it was a difficult one. This borrower had been denied already by someone else because they tried to go full doc. So once we reviewed the file, we reviewed bank statements, we reviewed everything that was there, we realized that the best course of action was a very difficult profit and loss loan. But fear not, we basically walked her through the whole process, helped her close that $1,056,000 loan in 3 weeks, as well as helped her with the appraisal transfer. Right? The unicorn, the needle in the haystack. Well, with our support, she was able to close that deal in 21 days with the appraisal transfer and made a little bit over $16,000 on her first deal. Mind you, everybody's first deal is not that big, but the support that we provide is the same, whether it's an $80,000 deal or a $1.8 million deal. We will guide you and we will help you connect the dots and close the deal. So looking forward to helping you all structure your deals and come on board to the mortgage calculator.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Jose. We'll go ahead and get into some questions, but what we'll do is we'll go over the next steps here. So I'm going to share my screen and go over the next steps. So Nick, if you could drop the link in the chat there for me, we'll go ahead and put the link in the chat to sign up. It's real simple. It's themortgagecalculator.com/join. And what you're going to do is come here to join either as a junior loan officer or a loan officer, whatever fits you best. And then it's going to ask you for some info, and then it's going to pop right up to the contract, the first compensation contract. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. It's also going to email you a copy. So take your time, look everything over. But once you do sign that initial agreement, that's what's going to kick off the next steps in the process for us to get the full employment agreements from you, your employment IDs, sponsor your license, and all that kind of good stuff. So first step is to sign up at the link that's in the chat there, themortgagecalculator.com/join, apply for the applicable plan, and then sign that initial agreement. That will kick off the rest of the next steps. So Nick, we can go ahead and stop recording.